You hear it now, a whisper between heartbeats, a shadow that does not belong. The air grows cold and the walls close in. Stories stir in the dark, waiting to be told. Welcome to Faceless Storyteller, the echoing library. The Arctic was never meant to be a place of comfort, but I had no choice. I was sent to Station Echo, officially to repair the satellite dish that had gone silent. Officially, the station was long abandoned. But when I arrived, I saw the lights flickering, the wind howling through the rusted vents, and the snow swirling in patterns that didn't make sense. I didn't believe the stories about the station being haunted, but I knew enough about being alone in the cold to be afraid. The first night, I set up my tent and powered up the station's old radio console. It was an ugly thing, a relic from the Cold War, with dials that spun freely and switches that stuck. I wasn't here to listen, but I couldn't help myself. The station had been decommissioned in the early 2000s, and all signals were supposed to be cut off. But when I tuned the dial to 118.2 megahertz, the static was different, thicker, like something was being held back. At first, it was just a whisper, the kind that made the hairs on the back of my neck rise. "Elias," it said. "Elias, can you hear me?" I stared at the console, my pulse racing. I hadn't said that name out loud in years. The voice wasn't mine, but it was familiar. It was as if I had heard it before. In a dream I couldn't remember. I turned off the radio and tried to convince myself it was nothing. But the next night, the same whisper came back, clearer. "You left us, Elias. You left us behind." I told myself it was the wind, the isolation playing tricks on my mind. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was listening to me, and I wasn't the only one who had heard that voice before. The station had a logbook tucked behind a rusted filing cabinet in what used to be the command center. I found it covered in dust, its pages brittle. As I turned them, I saw names I didn't recognize. Dr. Leela Chen, Sergeant Marcus Hale, Engineer Ria Voss. I had worked with them once, a long time ago. I had been a radio technician then, assigned to the station in the late 90s. But I didn't remember working with them. I didn't remember the station. I remembered the blackout. I remembered the screams. I remembered running into the snow, and then nothing. The logbook mentioned a mysterious operator who managed the station's communication systems. I wasn't sure what that meant, but I felt a strange pull toward the old transmitter room, a place I had never entered. The air was colder there, and the walls seemed to close in on me. I found the transmitter, a massive thing with glowing wires and blinking lights. I pressed my ear to the metal and heard it again, my voice speaking in the past tense. I was here. I was here for a long time. I couldn't leave. I stepped back, my breath coming in short gasps. The voice wasn't just mine. It was me, but not me. I was being haunted by myself. The signal grew stronger. The messages became more coherent. I heard voices of people I had once worked with, but they were not the same people I had known. They were different, older, more broken. "Elias, you have to come back," one of them said. "You have to listen." I didn't understand, but I listened. I found a photo of myself in the station, though I didn't remember taking it. In the picture, I looked older, my eyes sunken, my expression hollow. I stared at it for a long time, my hands trembling. I had forgotten so much. I had forgotten the station. I had forgotten my colleagues. I had forgotten the signal. One night, the signal was clear. It was a voice I recognized, Dr. Lila Chen. She had been my mentor, the last person to hear the signal before the blackout. Her voice was full of urgency. "Elias, it's not from the past. It's from you. The signal is you. You left it behind, but it never left you." I wanted to believe her, but I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how to face the thing I had forgotten. The operator became more insistent. "You are not the same man you were. You are not the man you think you are. You were here. You are still here. You are the signal." I felt my mind unraveling, the lines between past and present blurring. I couldn't tell if I was listening to the signal or if I was the signal. I couldn't tell if I was the one sending the messages or the one receiving them. The logs mentioned a last transmission that was never sent. I found the message hidden in a file, written in my own handwriting. It was a plea for help, a plea to someone I had long forgotten. I had sent it, but no one had answered. I had been alone, and I had been afraid. The power source of the station was still running, though it should have been disconnected decades ago. It was a relic of the past, a symbol of the things I had tried to forget. I stood before it, my hands trembling. I could feel the signal pulsing through me, through the station, through the air itself. It was a part of me, but it wasn't me. It was the thing I had left behind, the thing that had never left me. I could hear the operator again. You must choose, Elias. You must choose between the past and the future. You must choose between the signal and the silence. I looked into the mirror of the transmitter room, and for a moment I saw myself. But it wasn't me. It was an older version of me, worn down by the cold, silence, by the signal. I could feel the weight of the choice pressing down on me. I reached for the transmitter, my fingers trembling. I could shut it down, break the signal, end the cycle. But I could also let it continue. Let the past speak through me. Let the signal live on. I didn't know which choice was right. I didn't know which choice would save me or destroy me. In the end, I made my choice. I shut down the transmitter. The station fell silent. The signal was gone. I was alone, but I could still hear it. I could still feel it. I knew I wasn't the only one who could hear the past. I knew I wasn't the only one who could remember. And I knew that the signal wasn't gone. It was waiting. It was watching. It was listening. And it was still trying to reach me. Thank you for staying until the end, where the silence grows thick and the unknown lingers just beyond your sight. If the story unsettled you, leave a like and share your own tale in the comments. Subscribe for more stories that whisper in the dark. Until next time, remember, the faceless are always watching.